crafty friends, it's Jess from jesscrafts.com, and today I'm here with a video for Cat Scrappiness. Cat Scrappiness released this diagonal stitched background die, and I really liked how simple it was, yet it had this really beautiful detail of stitching. It's not just plain stitching, but has like a little bit of interest to it. And I thought about, well, if I cut it out one time out of colored cardstock, I'll have these colored pieces left. So I decided to cut it 3 times out of 3 coordinating pieces of cardstock, and then I could make 3 of the same card, which is great because I could, use one and donate the others because I love to donate my cards, or I could give them to 3 different people and I could change them up a bit. So to do my stamping today, I'm going to use some Distress Oxide ink, and I'm going to be working with the Crafter's Gonna Craft stamp set from Cat Scrappiness. It has 3 little sequins in it, so I mounted them on a block, and then I'm just going to stamp them sporadically all over the triangles, and I'm going to do a tone-on-tone look. So I'm using Wilted Violet on my purple cardstock. I'll use Peacock Feathers on my blue cardstock. And then my pink, I originally picked raspberry, but you couldn't really see it. So I eventually actually went with the red color. I believe it was candied apple. But basically you just want to pick something that's just a bit darker than your cardstock. And by mounting them together on the block, I was able to save myself a lot of time. As I stamp, I'm just sort of shifting the sequins around to fit them into the openings and gaps that are created. To me, it's certainly easier to do it once I've die cut because, well, not so much easier, but like I don't want these sequin stamps to be on the frame piece. I just want them to be on the inner pieces. So I did the stamping after I did the die cutting. And then I did it to all of them, but I'm not going to keep showing you that because, it's just the same process over and over again, rotating the stamp around, stamping it down. Distress Oxides do a beautiful job of stamping, especially outline stamps, but you could use whatever you have on hand. I like the Oxides because I can use them for techniques and solid stamping. I'm going to stamp this sentiment, and it's from a Sunny Studio stamp set called Born to Sparkle. And I was having a bit of trouble with it first, but that's, I think, in part because the Tim Holtz stamp platform is a bit new to me. But I was able to stamp it down a few times and get a great impression. I'm using VersaFine ink so that it gives me a crisp, clear black stamping. And in this stamp set, there is a couple of different sayings. So there's that giant sparkle word, but then there's a bunch of different things you can put after it. So if you wanted to further customize these cards, you could choose different sentiments to go at the end of the sparkle. I did them all the same. Once I had all of my cards with the same sentiment, and because I used a stamping platform, I was able to just kind of put the next card in, and it saved me a lot of time, and I was able to create these cards really quickly. These cards would not be complete without some actual sparkle. So I added all those, stamped sequins, but I wanted to add some real sequins. And Cat makes just a ton of amazing, adorable sequin sets. So I just kind of pulled out my stash of sequins and found some that coordinated perfectly. For instance, here, I'm actually using the Rock Candy sequin mix. So it has a bunch of other colors of sequins besides pink in it, but I just sort of picked out the few that I needed. I think that sorry, my voice is a little rough here. I think that it adds value to sequin mixes to be able to pull out just a few sequins for a project and then use these really cool mixes in shaker cards. So rather than buying, a set of pink, blue, green, whatever sequins, you can buy the mixes you really love and then just pull out the little tiny bits you need. Now, when I was working on this particular card, my logic was if the outside were pink, I'd use pink sequins. If the outside were purple, I'd use purple sequins. I may have gotten a little out of hand with the pink sequins, but I decided to sort of mix it up for purple. And instead of putting them all over the background like I did with the pink, and you'll see the still card at the end here. And you can also see it over on the Cat Scrappiness blog, which I'll link to. I decided to do some groupings of sequins because, again, I wanted the cards to be just a little tiny bit different. So here I pulled some sequins from Boohoo and Ghostly Greetings. Again, a sequin mix that I could get a few sequins from. And then this last card, I pulled some sequins from the Breakfast at Tiffany's sequin set, which is like one of my all-time favorites because it has the glitter sequins from Cat Scrappiness, which I have not seen in many other places. I love her glitter sequins, and she came out with some new ones recently, so definitely go check those out. Anyway, I decided to change it up a bit again, and this time I put them in a line over my sentiment. So it just kind of an example of some different ways you can use sequins to really make your card pop. And that's it for my cards today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in more crafting tutorials, be sure to subscribe to my channel or the Cat Scrappiness channel, and check out the blog and the Cat Scrappiness store, where you can always save using my coupon code in the video description below. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.